Welcome to the installation of the roll-up panel, and thank you for your purchase. The components needed for the roll-up panel and the twist of the wrist kits can be purchased separately, or they are included with many of our buildings. Contact your sales representative if you have any questions regarding the purchase of parts or the parts contained in any twist of the wrist hardware kit or curtain kit. This video provides general information to help with the installation of the roll-up side panel and the twist of the wrist components. Actual steps for a specific building may differ slightly. Before you begin, lay out and inventory the parts to assure that your shipment is complete. Refer to the instruction guide sent with your purchase. Some components shown in this video may differ from those present in your kit or included with your building. Begin by assembling the roll-up panel conduit, which will be attached to the bottom of the roll-up panel. This conduit assembly runs the length of the frame and serves as a center pipe that the roll-up panel wraps around when it is open. Locate all sections of pipe needed to assemble the conduit. Insert the swedged end of the pipe into the plain end of the other pipe until the conduit is assembled. Secure each pipe joint with a Tek screw and tape over the screw using duct tape. Place the assembled conduit along the side of the building where the roll-up panel will be installed. Next, attach the roll-up panel by stretching the panel end to end over the installed poly latch U-channel. In this example, the roll-up panel is part of the main cover, which may differ from your roll-up panel. Some building and shelters use individual roll-up panels. Secure the panel to the building by inserting one end of the wire spring into the U-channel. Carefully work the wire spring back and forth into the U-channel until you reach the end of the spring section. Take another section of wire spring, overlap the previous section by 2 inches or so, and continue these steps until you reach the end of the U-channel and the roll-up panel is secured to the building. Although some steps shown in this video may apply, always consult the instructions that shipped with your building or roll-up panel kit. Once the side panel is attached at the upper edge, unfold the remaining lower portion of the roll-up panel, if needed, and evenly stretch it out on the ground along the frame. With assistance, place the assembled cover conduit onto the edge of the curtain and trim the excess material as needed. This step may not apply to roll-up panels designed specifically for a building. In those cases, trimming the panel is typically not required. Next, verify that the curtain and the conduit are evenly positioned and tuck the curtain edge under the conduit. Rotate the conduit counterclockwise until the panel rests at the base of the frame. Secure the panel to the conduit using Tek screws and fabric clips evenly spaced along the conduit. Consult the instructions for your building for additional details. After rolling the excess panel onto the conduit, install the twist of the wrist components. First, measure 1/2 inch from the end of the cover conduit and drill a 5/16 inch hole. Take the aluminum channel sent with the twist of the wrist components and drill a 3/8 inch hole through the channel approximately 2 inches from either end. Mark the mounting hole location and verify that the lower end of the aluminum channel is free to float when the upper end is secured to the rafter. Drill a 3/8 inch mounting hole through the end rafter. Next, add a 3/8 inch nut to the threaded rod and insert the rod into the drilled channel. Install another 3/8 inch nut into the threaded rod and tight against the channel. Thread another 3/8 inch nut and flat washer onto the rod and insert it into the mounting hole. Position the flat washer between the nut and the end panel as shown. Secure the rod in place using another 3/8 inch nut on the inside of the building. If this roll-up assembly is used on a straight-sided building, you would not use the threaded rod. In that application, you would use the supplied bolt, quick link, chain, and eye bolt. Following the instructions sent with your building or twist of the wrist kit, attach the roller bearing assembly to the mounting plate. Then attach the twist of the wrist gearbox to the mounting plate using hex head bolts and tighten all bolts. Insert a tubing adapter into the end of the drill conduit and align the holes of the adapter with the drilled holes in the conduit. In this video, we temporarily attached a second tubing adapter to the square shaft and used it to turn the assembly and easily align the adapter holes with the mounting hole of the conduit. Attach the conduit to the square shaft of the assembly by inserting a bolt through the hole in the conduit and tubing adapter. Tighten the nut. Next, remove the second tubing adapter and slide the square shaft through the twist of the wrist gearbox. Attach the adapter to the square shaft using a bolt and a nut. Slide the twist of the wrist assembly onto the lower end of the aluminum channel. Adjust the position of the aluminum channel on the threaded mounting rod so that it aligns with the cover conduit as needed. Manually turn the gearbox eyelet to roll the panel so the gearbox is in position on the aluminum channel. Finally, use the crank handle to test the roll-up panel and twist of the wrist components. The following steps show how to install the anti-billow ropes, which will help secure the roll-up panel when it is closed or in the down position. Using the twist of the wrist assembly, roll up the panel so that it is a few inches above the ground. Install the first eye bolt into the baseboard at the base of the end rafter or at near ground level. Secure the eye bolt with a nut and a washer. Some buildings may not include an installed baseboard. In those instances, the eye bolts and the anti-billow ropes are secured directly to the rafters. Move up the same end rafter and drill a 3/8 inch hole through the poly latch U-channel, ribbon board, or hat channel. Insert an eye bolt through the hole and secure the eye bolt with a nut and washer. Do not drill through the rafter leg. Attach the remaining eye bolts using the anti-billow rope diagram as a pattern guide as found in the instruction manual for the building. Once all eye bolts are installed according to the building instructions, grasp the end of the anti-billow rope and thread it through the first eye bolt at the bottom of one end rafter. Continue threading the rope through the eye bolts until you reach the remaining end rafter. Tie the rope to an eyelet at one end of the shelter, move to the opposite end, and pull the rope tight to remove excess slack. Cut and tie the rope to the eye bolt at the base of the end rafter. Finally, test the twist of the wrist components. Raise and lower panel to check the tension on the anti-billow rope. Adjust rope tension as needed. Inspect the components regularly and frequently throughout each year and replace worn or damaged components immediately. If you have any questions or concerns, please contact customer service at 1-800-245-9881.